I think it's a pivotal time for the country, and I think we as I talked about in the book, The Third Wave, that we need to get the policy right to make sure we do remain the most innovative entrepreneurial nation. Some of that relates to immigration, some of that relates to investment incentives, some of that relates to getting the right regulations in place. And I just think Clinton would be a much better president for this next future than
you got the
Trump.
book in your first sentence on talking about the endorsement of Clinton. That is. You are great at
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
What was it? What's the name again?
The Third Wave. I'm sorry I didn't bring copies.
Third Wave. Available on Amazon.
I think our viewers remember what it looked like from last time.
That joke aside, when I did the book tour a few months ago, including with you folks, one of the chapters was around the role of government, and people said, okay, based on that, which candidate do you think would be better?
I read your rationale, and I got to say, everybody has their own reasons for things, and you're actually reasonable about it, and there's things you worry about. You're not necessarily think that the growing government is going to be the answer all the time. No, that's something that you worry about, but I think all things... Whoa! Wow. I
wish I could have done that. That was awesome.
That's a good
But I
think all things considered, this is what, in your heart of hearts, this is the conclusion you come to. But
yeah, Trump has been very successful, in business, and in some ways, people who are more entrepreneurial, business-oriented, you'd think they would be more supportive of Trump. Clinton has been more focused on, kind of government regulations, sort of thing. But I think she's done a great job in laying out a specific framework around how do you get jobs going, how do you support startups all over the country, what we call the rise of the rest, how do you make sure the technology policy is in place. And Trump just hasn't. I've been surprised in the last couple of months that he's kind of, still at this 40,000-foot level. I don't know him well. I've met him a few times.
Although you remember when, Welch came to a different conclusion, just looking at 8 different things, whether it's regulatory taxes. One of your points is that wealthy people don't necessarily need a tax break, but on the other hand, a lot of there's subchapter S, there's small businesses that pay at those high rates. There's regular corporate taxes that are definitely too high. There's bringing the money back. Those are all things where I think Trump's probably in a better position.
Well, I think everybody agrees that you need to kind of start over with the tax code and just kind of a fresh start and a simpler kind of approach. And one of the things she talked about was even having kind of different capital gains rates depending on how long you hold the security or how many jobs you create. I think there's ways to create the right incentives, and particularly focusing on startups. I think Trump has been a little bit kind of backward-looking, saying we need to get back to where we were 50 years ago. I think we need to focus on where we're going 50 years from now, and that's going to be around innovation. But I support I love the fact that she's been focusing not just on Silicon Valley, which is great, but on all over the country. How do you get jobs back in Pittsburgh and Detroit and Des Moines and next week run another Rise of the Rest bus trip going to Nebraska, New Mexico, places like that. And they're great entrepreneurs building great companies. We need to support them, and we need to make sure our president recognizes that job creation comes from those startups. Those startups are all over the country, and how do you create the right environment for that and recognize that technology is obviously a key part of driving that kind of innovation.
So hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.